again. So now we're going to try to finish up the video on, since I talked too much the last time, I'm going to finish up the video a little bit on PVCs, angina, bradycardia, tachycardia, and stuff like that. So we discussed the toxification triggers for the PVCs and arrhythmia and fibrillations and stuff like that. Fibrillations being those things that cause sudden death, which I'm very familiar with. That's how my family, how many of them passed away and why I have a defibrillator. But anyway, now we'll get back to the nutritional deficiencies that are critical, that a lot of people don't even know. And again, I'll say this because I've had plenty of experience over the years with doctors that not one of them mentioned to me about potassium, magnesium, calcium, or sodium, which are obviously critical electrolytes for the heart, and as far as how the heart's beating and the heart function of it. One of the things too, as far as when somebody thinks about sodium, you think about table salt. And when I talk about salt or sodium, I never touch table salt. It's a chemical derivative. To put it in easy terms, it's garbage. Real sea salt is a gift. It's something that the body needs and requires, and you'll find that it can change. It can actually regulate your blood pressure and do the things that people would say otherwise would not. So I mean, it's just the opposite of what you would normally hear in orthodox medicine, and because they're referring to chemical garbage salt. That is not the same thing. Absolutely not the same thing. Calcium also is another huge thing, and that's one of those things that, as all the nutrients are something that have to be taken synergistically. You can't just take calcium, whether it's for osteoarthritis or rheumatoid arthritis or arthritis in general. You have to take vitamin D, good fats, and those things that go hand in hand with it. And the same with the heart. Potassium, magnesium, sodium, calcium are things that you need to get from food, and good sources like that you can supplement, but things that should be gotten from good sources so your body can do the work and decipher how much your body should take and use. One of the things that I want to go back to up here is angina. If anybody is familiar with angina, that's something that I used to have for many years. It's very painful. It's something that is always associated with clogging of the arteries, but I'll give you some food for thought on that, which is what changed me from having an angina many times a week for years to having it virtually non-existent. The heart is the most energetic uses of energy, I should say, muscle in the body, and we all know what a cramp is in the leg. And the heart is no different. The heart uses great amounts of potassium, and if it's not fed the potassium and the other electrolytes, if you have a potassium deficiency, that's one of the first things to look for. And that's actually how I more or less getting rid of all the other junk in my nutritional end of dealing with heart disease and whatnot. Potassium was one of the main things that I concentrated on, and they virtually were non-existent. So beyond that, there are many other things that are critical, and I encourage you to look to Google whatever you have to, and again, use sites that maybe I can help you. You can ask me for what sites to look for that are reliable, because you don't want to look for sites that are antagonistic to supplements, and most of them are paid, like WebMD and things like that are very much paid for and funded by companies that are big pharma and big chemical companies, which obviously is conflict of interest. So some of the things that I've put in here that are very important for heart health, for arrhythmia, and all those, all the things that I've mentioned. Vitamin C, selenium, folic acid, complex B are there are a few things that are more important than a complex B for overall health. And for heart health, complex Bs, including niacin, are critical. Another one that's most important for people that are on statin drugs and for so-called high cholesterol, which I have other serious opinions on. They're still at this point not talking about the cholesterol, the CoQ10 that actual statins destroy, which actually is something, an enzyme for the heart that's critical. So if you're on a statin, you have to consider CoQ10, talk to your doctor about it. It's not something that you can do without at a minimum of 200 milligrams a day, and I usually take 200 to 400 just for maintenance help. I will not take a statin anymore. That's actually, statins are what actually changed my life around. I was in so much pain. My liver was having so much difficulty that I finally decided to change my life. So I actually got to thank statins for that. But anyway, CoQ10 is critical with or without statins for the heart, for anybody with heart disease. Some of the other ones, cod liver oil is a phenomenal thing, not only for the heart but for the brain, dementia, anybody getting a little older, a little more concerned about that, cognitive abilities and whatnot. Cayenne, ginger, those are two fantastic vessel dilators. People think about ginger only for nausea, but it's an excellent peripheral vessel dilator, migraines, whatever, excellent. Another one is underrated, which is hawthorn berries. It's got a great history all the way from Christ's crown to today. It's had a fantastic history as far as heart health and heart function and strength. So we're going to try to actually, lastly with the nutritional deficiencies, actually I'll add in there, nothing beats whole foods, and for me, a few things beat whole raw foods, and obviously things that are organic as close to nature as possible, including raw eggs and raw milk. You can do your research on that. There are a couple good sites like westinaprice.org. That's fantastic for that, and some other books we'll discuss in some future soon-to-come videos for the books and videos that I would suggest reading and seeing. But if you can, get your whole eggs, eat them raw once in a while, and try to find your raw milk, because they're just loaded with many of these things that are just the opposite of what people would, the orthodox, again, medicine would say is healthy and not healthy, because eggs and raw milk have so many heart-healthy things in them that they just can't be ignored. So anyway, I'm gonna quit on that one. On this short video here, and the next one we'll try to make directly about PVCs and the Beck one heart synchronization therapy. So thank you, and we'll see you again. God bless. Bye-bye.